It's a citizen science project, and we do have the snapshot icon up now, I believe. There hasn't been any more hiccups with that, and I can see photos coming in, which is great. They're very much appreciated. We're specifically looking for different markings, scars. Some interesting sounds coming through my speaker there. Might have just got that turn in the camera there, just right behind the boat, just picked up a capelin. A large group of whales behind the boat now, and they're all actually might be feeding right now. Might be a little feeding frenzy happening. Now back to the citizen science. On the underwater cams mainly, when you see the whales approach or swim near or past the camera, if you get that window or that opportunity to take a few snapshots, we're looking for different identification marks like the scarring I mentioned. That means, say, markings on the dorsal ridge, or I've tried to point out today a few of the other scars on the heads or tails or fins of the whales. Also different pigmentation, that'll set them apart as well. And they're also looking for images with multiple whales. It helps them to learn more about the social structure of the They had some interesting images from last year that showed behavior they have only before seen from aerial surveys with the whales at the surface. So it was interesting to Stefan that they were exhibiting the same types of behavior under the water as well. Also the good mouth shots. We're able to see some of the whales and some of the snapshots we've gotten have had decaying teeth or worn teeth or missing teeth, I think. I believe last year, I'll have to ask Stefan about it again. He might have mentioned something, just it's good to see their tongues and I guess just their mouths in general. The whales, when they're hunting, they have the ability, they have a real strong suction that they can create with their mouths, and that's how they'll, when they're scouring the ocean floor for prey, they can slurp it up into their mouths. And I've read and heard that it's actually a very powerful suction. So getting those images the inside of their mouths and seeing just how, what their tongues look like and things like that could be helpful for them to learn more about how they're able to create that suction. Just gonna shift back into gear here. So you got the link up for the beluga bits. Thanks, Greg, on the message board. If anybody's just wondering, if you go scroll down on the explore.org's website, you'll see the message board. There's a link right at the top there for the beluga bits if you're interested to learn more about it, or if you're wanting to participate. Earlier in the season, I was told there is about 800 participants already, so that was awesome to hear about that. few whales on the port side here. Lots of chatter happening down there. Some big adults here with us right now. Wow, this group's really wanting to hang out. It's a bunch of big adults. Just that bright white color. Another big group that looks like they're approaching us. Yeah, there they go. They're sort of parallel to the boat, and now it looks like they're turning in our direction. A few more that... Holy smokes, here we go. Lots of whales. Love seeing their tails come out of the water, and didn't see it super often last year, but it seems like already at least, you know, I don't know how many, 6 to 10 times or something, I've seen their tails come right up out of the water. Got a few right behind the boat. It's hard to know where to look right now. They're sort of all over the place. Got them all around the cam here too. Couple more are joining us. Hard to keep track of them all right now. Wow. I could hear that one clicking kind of out of the water when he came up for air. Tell we're getting closer to the mouth now. We're getting some rollers kind of coming in along with the waves. Some pretty interesting vocalizations happening down there right now. The whales, actually, I think there's roughly 112 vocalizations they use. And they are able to mimic certain noises as well. They're nicknamed the Canary of the Sea, and you can kind of hear why right now, them whistling and chirping down there. Wow, there's lots of whales surfacing around us right now. Holy smokes. Not sure if I'm getting anything good here, but I checked my photos from the other day, and it's tough to, you don't know when or where the whales are going to pop up. So it makes it very difficult to get good photos. But of course, yeah, if I do get some good ones, I'll definitely share them with everybody. Looks like we got another group of adults hanging out right now. See lots of snapshots coming in. We're getting closer here now to where we may start to buffer, so I'm actually gonna flip around. And the whales are gonna flip around with us, it looks like. Got a few following along. And there's lots of whales around here right now, holy smokes. Looks like the whole group just realized that we're heading the other direction, so it looks like they started to turn around too. I think I see a little calf just behind the boat. Wow, they are definitely following us. I'm just turned again there a little bit and they all redirected. So there should be a bunch around the boat right now. Yeah, I mentioned one of the other days we were out when we were working on the equipment, whale was following us and came and surfaced right up next to the boat and just drenched me. Not sure if it was a welcome back kind of thing, maybe. But yeah, no, he got me pretty good. Big wave up over the side of the boat. Last year I seemed to be getting sprayed a lot, whether it was the wind blowing it my way or what, but I did get to smell lots of whale breath last summer. Just kind of straight out from Cape Mary right now. Ooh. We'll see this group swimming next to us right now if they're real big group of adults. All You might have seen that tail just up behind the boat right now in the cam, if you guys are watching the on deck cam. Oh, this is awesome right now. This pod here that's following us is mostly made up of all males, but there is a few juveniles in the mix as well. You can see a bit of a discoloration on the back of one of these adults. It's kind of like a weird gray patch. Almost looks like somebody took a paintbrush and swiped it across the back with a light kind of pale gray color. I do see a comment here on the message board about the on-deck cam. This year, this is a new camera. If you remember from last year, that camera got damaged. We ended up having some problems with water leaking and getting inside, and it wrecked the cam, so we had to get a new one this year, and the cam's going to be in a fixed position, kind of on the boat here, so that's why you don't notice it panning around. Little tiny calf here. These whales have been amazing today. They're spending lots of time with us. Definitely noticing it's been maybe 20 minutes or so that we've been kind of puttering around closer to the mouth here, around the Cape Mary. And it's been mostly the adults following us, and I do see a few, like that one I mentioned. I can see him right now. He just came up with a weird patch on his back, and then there's a couple other with very obvious markings. So they've basically been sticking with us this entire time. And right now there's no sign of them. They're not bored of us yet. This is similar almost to the group last year when I was fortunate enough to snorkel. It was a real curious, large group of adults, kind of like this one. And they stuck with us, stuck with me in the water for, it was close to an hour and a half that we were driving around. Maybe they recognized the boat in the underwater cam. Weird screeching, sounds like a bird. Well, it looks like they're heading the other direction now. Maybe they'll turn back around. We'll see here what they do. Yep, exactly what they did. Flipped right around and came back. Wow. This is awesome. They're just swimming right up alongside the boat and on either side of me. Right now we're kind of headed straight for shore on the west side, and they're just cruising right along with us. The viz is looking decent. I'll be able to get a better idea once I get back to the house so I can check out all these photos. There's lots coming in. Ooh, one just got the camera there. I felt him nudge it. Some very interesting stuff.